Topic number two today. Obviously, having Dion here, got to talk a little bit of NBA. Our NBA analyst over here at Sleepers Media. Round one of the NBA playoffs is still ongoing, but some series are also wrapped up. I wanted to do some quick round one NBA takeaways from both sides, so we can go back and forth on this one. Dion, let's come up with three takeaways each from the first round of the NBA playoffs. It could be anything, any variety, positive, negative. Let's come up with three for each of us.
Um, a lot of good basketball being played. I'm not going to say high level. I don't think we're getting too high level of basketball being played. But the first round is typically a snooze fest, and you just teams get in, they get out, and we're kind of ramping up for the second round matchups, the Eastern Western Conference Finals matchups. This first round has been fun. I look at like even the Rockets Warriors series, Wolves Lakers series. Both them series are over, by the way, but that has been a fun 4 games so far. The only two series that were snooze fest, in my opinion, Cavs Heat, Thunder,
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, yeah, Thunder Grizzlies. Those are the only snooze fests. And I think in the first round, if you leave saying we had 8 series and two stunk, six have been pretty entertaining, I think that's a win for the NBA.
Yeah, and good segue for me because my first takeaway is get this playing game shit out of here. I'm sorry, dog. These playing teams are a waste of time. They didn't even like Miami didn't even want to show up. They didn't want to fly back. I'm sorry. Oh, the Warriors on the playing, weren't they?
Respectfully.
Okay, but where were they at though? Did they have to what spot were they in before the playing?
Oh, you mean like the teams that like earned they were in the play-in, but like wouldn't have made the playoffs if we didn't have the play-in?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
just take the top eight seeds. I don't
yeah,
want to have to deal with it. I understand, but like me having to watch Memphis and me having to watch Miami, or even if it went the other way, like I would have had to watch a series with the corpse of everyone on the Mavericks or whoever else or the Hawks, and I don't want to watch that. Just do away with the play-in. I'm over it. The playing teams are a waste of time. That's why they got their ass swept. So that's my first takeaway. I'll go back to back takeaways here. I got two negatives and one positive. Uh, my other negative takeaway, or just part of it that disappoints me, I'm a big proponent of if you're gonna pop your chest and say something, you better back it up 100%. Tyler Hero and Jalen Green, I'm looking at y'all, man. Tyler Hero comes out, says he's not going to get swept, and they lose game four by 55, and he goes one for 10. Jalen Green gets basically chirped by Draymond Green, talks about he can get his nails painted. He goes in the post game press conference. He says, I mean, Draymond has to do that because he can't do anything else. You have scored in single digits in every single game of this series outside of that 38-point performance that you had, and you have become unplayable in the eyes of Ime Udoka as Draymond has you down 3-1 and is making big defensive plays on both ends of the floor and letting you know about it. So, uh, not a proponent of guys popping their shit and not backing it up.
We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user, use promo code SLEEPERS, get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
yeah. I mean, that brings me to my second point too. That Knicks Pistons series, that is a combination of 30 dudes that do that. And it's not nearly as fun as I think Knicks and Pistons fans are having fun with it. Um, Way too physical. I'm all for physicality,
No, those
but
games are
like
fights.
they're fights and everybody cries when they get hit. And then they go to the post game and they're like, we're just tougher than them. Brunson's a flopper. And then they'll on the other side, they're like, well, Malik Beasley twerks after he makes a three. And I'm just like, but I think everybody involved is soft, to be honest, besides Cade. Besides Cade. That's my other takeaway from that series. Cade's next up, in my opinion. I know he's had some faults down the stretch. But for 44 minutes, Cade has unequivocally been the best player on the floor with the Jalen Brunson, who I think is one of the best players in the game.
Yeah, that goes to my last positive point. I think there's been questions about like who like what's the NBA gonna be once this older generation makes their way? Like, obviously there's guys still playing at a high level, Durant and all those guys. You know what I'm talking about, the old guards, Curry, Bron. Those guys are wearing down, right? But they're still obviously the best in the sport because that's who they are. But there's been a lot of question about like face of the NBA stuff. And look, maybe there isn't a face of the NBA. It could also just be Wemby for all we know. But it's in good hands. Like SGA, Ant, Cade, Wemby, like the younger guys, I think this league is in good hands. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. Even like Ja, like when Ja is healthy and can play and can just keep the main thing, that dude is like so special. Like he had some moments in those series when he wasn't where he was just like outside of like the LA Fitness nonchalant bullshit he played for part of that. He's just a very high motor, high talent player, and we'd be singing the praises even more if Gerald Green with Drea's phone number was hooping better for Houston. So I don't know. The league's in good hands. Is kind of what I would say.
I think they got their face, to be honest with you. I think it's Ant. I think unfortunately, not
Ant
unfortunately,
just needs to relax.
once Ant, once Ant develops the way Wemby is going to be the most talented, Ant's going to be the one everybody's a fan of. I look at Ant kind of like this generation's Allen Iverson, right? Like
Mm.
Kobe was the guy, he was the face of the league, but AI is the one we looked up to. Wemby's Kobe, Ant's AI. But with that in mind, bro, like I respectfully to anybody that's left, like my last takeaway, if you don't think Steph Curry is going to go get five, like you're out of your mind. Like I'm yet to see a team. The Thunder are pretty impressive. Don't get me wrong. I find it really hard to believe that like a team with Lou Dort and Jalen Williams is going to beat Steph and Jimmy Butler, though. Respectfully to them, the Celtics don't move me in the slightest. We have a collection of dudes that have been smoking the Celtics for years, and we got Ant next up. I'm unmoved by the Timberwolves and Rudy Gobert, man. Ant Man, Spider Man, Superman, Dubs in five.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, respect. Look, very highly rated. Like I saw the TV ratings for the first round have been off the charts. I think it has been like outside of the blowouts, like it has been really good basketball. And I very much enjoyed it. NBA playoffs are always very high level. I'm looking forward to how the rest of round one plays out, and also looking forward to the rest of the NBA playoffs.